Jack Hanna joins us now. Jack, most people know Bob Bennett as the longtime Fresno State baseball coach, but you remember him as a player. You guys played together in the 1950s with the Bulldogs. What was Coach Bennett like as a player?
Bob Bennett was one of the most interesting athletes that I ever had the opportunity of knowing. I was a freshman, and by the way, I was pitching on the varsity, and Bob was the catcher. And so he caught me throughout the year. And here's what I remember about Bob Bennett. He was one of the wittiest fellows I had ever met. Bob could keep the team in stitches by mimicking, and he had his own persona that he would do, and everybody was held in rapt attention. But when the game started, it was over. Bob was all business, and he knew the game as good as I look back. As I look back, he knew the game as good as anybody.
Jack, knowing him as long as you have, I imagine today's news hit you pretty hard.
Well, it did, and one of the reasons why is because I was his son's coach, and I also knew Karen. And Brad first, and Todd played for me at Hoover High School. So as a result, I had a running dialogue with Bob, just as a friend. He never interfered with me. He never had anything to say about how I coached the teams, etc. But he knew I loved his children, and it was an awesome experience, Andrew, to coach Brad and Todd. They were like their dad. They were both of them were a gold mine in terms of character and ability. And so yes, I've known Bob for a long time. In fact, Bob, for the last 5 years, has been meeting with me and Tom Summers, the head of CBMC, and 2 or 3 other men who are much younger than Bob and I. And we meet one day, all day, every month. And we have a book that we're reading together, a book that was to grow our life and to help us understand what life is all about. And so I've been involved with Bob one day a month, all day, and other times too, but in a serious study. And so it's been a great experience to be with Bob. Oh, let me tell you a funny one about Bob. Bob was blocking the plate, and the guy coming down the line was from Oregon State, and he hit Bob and knocked him. I bet you he knocked him at least 15 feet. Bob just went rolling and laying there on the ground like he was almost dead, and Pete didn't run over there. Pete walked over there, but while Bob was trying to get up, and Pete said, "You know, son, you got to learn how to get out of the way."